Well, Deb, before that chase was caught on camera, the truck's owner stopped at this Shell gas station on West 3rd. He says two suspects put a gun to his head, then told him to get on the ground and jacked his truck. In front of this ride now, it's called the Fireball, and there are investigators here keeping watch over it. But we're going to take you to live pictures of what's going on right now. Inspectors are back out along with OSP and Columbus Police. The worst of the damage is in Jimmy's living room. Take a look at this ceiling collapse. All the insulation from up there has now ended up on the floor, and Jimmy said now he's worried about what else might cave in. You have the Pursuit Alert app downloaded and you get in your car to head out. And you don't know it, but there's a police pursuit happening near your location. So you hear this alert noise. Well, that's right. OSP said the suspected driver showed signs of impairment at the scene. Tonight, we talked to a recovering addict about the consequences of getting behind the wheel after using drugs in this heroin epidemic.
It was like a bomb going off.
In an instant, this silver Honda no longer looked like a car, and the person inside, 28-year-old Anthony Hufford, was killed.
The only problem here is the poor decision that the driver of that pickup truck made to jeopardize people's lives.
Highway Patrol Sergeant Jeff Kramer said Jordan Harville, who was driving the stolen pickup, showed signs of impairment, so they dosed him with Narcan, used to reverse the effects of heroin and other opiates.
This epidemic that everybody knows that we're in leads people to make horrible decisions and horrible outcomes.
You're driving to get drugs, you're driving to get money, you're driving to pick people up.
April Arian is a recovering heroin addict. She herself was arrested high in her car, but served her jail time and is clean now and learned her lesson.
Those are choices that you make in your disease. That's a choice that you make to drive while you're impaired. And that's a choice that you made that took somebody's life.
According to Highway Patrol statistics, drug violations have increased 51% in Montgomery County since this time last year.
That's how bad this problem is the lack of caring for the public welfare.
April hopes this tragic crash serves as a sobering reminder to anyone drugging and driving.
That's something that you have to live with forever.
Now we'll let you know if Harville faces any drug-related charges in addition to any charges from this fatal crash. Adam, Deborah, Andy Grimm was headed out to take pictures for his newspaper when it happened, but the sheriff's office here in Clark County confirmed to us the deputy was back to work on the 21st. Now, Grimm told me he was never notified of that, and because BCI's investigation hasn't wrapped, he's worried.
Cool, so that should look pretty cool.
Andy Grimm's life happens in snapshots. Most of them for the New Carlisle Daily News.
I'm a news guy.
Even this thing out a little bit.
He was getting ready to photograph a traffic stop in September when this happened. Clark County Deputy Jake Shaw shot Andy twice.
Andy. Here's what it looks like now.
Shaw had been placed on administrative leave while BCI investigated if any charges should be filed. But Shaw is now back on duty, and the investigation hasn't wrapped.
I was waiting on the results of the investigation, just like everybody else. And then, so I was kind of shocked.
BCI told Fox 45 it's up to departments to determine when to return a deputy to duty. Clark County said they felt Shaw was ready to get back to work, and that he's stationed in the jail but is eligible for special details, like high school football games, which was how Andy found out.
I mean, come on, finish the investigation first. Yeah. Before you give him the gun back, before you let him back on duty.
Grimm said he's not sure if it's fear, anger, or disappointment.
All right.
But it's a snapshot he wants to leave behind.
It seems like a huge liability. Yeah. It would appear that way, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a guy with a camera.
Andy also told me he's grateful to all of the law enforcement he works with at scenes here in Clark County, but he is anxious for the investigation to wrap so he can get back to his normal life. We're continuing to follow this and asking questions. Live in Clark County tonight, Kelly May, Fox 45 News. Well, Deborah, that's right. It essentially unfolds from something the size of your smartphone into a fully functioning pistol in seconds. The creator said he wanted a better way to conceal. Experts here said they wouldn't touch it.
Depress the safety, which the handle will deploy.
It looks like something from James Bond, transforming from the size of your phone to a deadly weapon. But the creator of the cell phone gun, Kirk Yelberg, says it's perfectly safe and for the public.
I just decided there's probably got to be a better way to carry. And I was just looking around and noticed everybody in the room had a smartphone, so I thought, why not make a pistol that would look like that?
Yelberg said they spent a year engineering it and got approval from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
And as long as the pistol has a rifled barrel and cannot be fired in a closed position, it is a pistol.
In Moraine, CCW trainer and former police officer Jeff Pedro says,
I can't speak for all others, but I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. My professional opinion, it's just a bad idea from a safety perspective and also from an access perspective. The inability to get it out, get it functional in a rapid situation would be extremely difficult.
Then there's the way it looks. Could it catch police off guard? Pedro says not likely because it has to be released from its disguise before firing.
If the gun were to be released, police officers would be alerted to it and they'd pretty much be checking any cell phone that even resembled the size and shape of that particular device.
Yelberg says they have the transformation down to seconds, but says they've also consulted with cops.
It's easier to shoot someone in a nefarious way with a normal pistol than it would be with ours.
Now, Pedro said he knows large gun manufacturers have tried this concept before, but Ideal Conceal is based on crowdfunding. They're in production and could be on the streets by the end of this summer. Live in the newsroom tonight, Kelly May, Fox 45 News.